Hey everyone, it's me again. Today I want to talk about the 5th season of My Hero Academia. As you know, it's already airing. It has, I believe, 3 episodes right now. And I really want to talk about these 3 episodes. I really wanted to do for each episode, but that's going to be for this week's episode. Episode 0, or the first episode, as many people know it, is just like a little backstory. Not like a backstory, more like a review of what happened in the last season, especially the last awesome episode with Endeavor versus the High Unknown. Honestly, I really enjoy watching this review episodes. It was a pretty interesting one, and I liked it, especially seeing Bakugo losing his patience because they think he's getting underestimated. I mean, I feel so bad for Tamaiki. Honestly, that first episode, it's really good, especially the end credit scenes, where many people start doubting Hawks. I'm like, is he really a good guy? Is he a really bad guy? And then the following episode, I think it's Siege. Honestly, great job. It's a very good episode. I love the animation, the artwork that they put in, and falls pretty well with the manga artwork, honestly. And this episode, as we know, we see Deku in that dream that he left off in the last episode of the last season, seeing these memories of the first wielder of One for All. We see the backstory, how like he was fighting his brother, All for One. It's a pretty interesting episode. As you see the other vestiges, except we can't see 2 of them. I'll talk about that later when I review the latest chapter of My Hero Academia, which honestly has been on fire. Honestly, I just love how they introduce the story, the emotion of the voice actors. Honestly, props to them. And one of the things I enjoyed was Hawks. Trust me, many of you either gonna like Hawks or they're gonna hate him later on. But right now, after what happened in the manga, he's really one of my favorite characters. We get to see that Hawks is actually being used as a double agent. He has to infiltrate the League of Villains, but unfortunately, infiltrating the League of Villains is going to be dangerous, and look what it cost. I mean, it nearly killed Endeavor. And also the fight with Endeavor and Dabi, I just love that. Although I did notice a little detail on, I think on the first episode, at the end of it, I think they did a mistake in coloring Dabi's ears. But of course, I later fixed that in the next episode. I heard some people make a big deal about it. I mean, come on. People who do this anime, I mean, think about it, they're human. They're not perfect. And the last week's episode, a very good episode, honestly. One of my favorite, and I'll talk about some of the things that people got upset about. I mean, I was a little upset about it, but not too much. Last week's episode, we got to see a little bit of the Todoroki family, and we see that the family situation it's just still very rough. I mean, one of the eldest sons of the Todoroki family, I mean, he's still not ready to forgive Endeavor. He just has a lot of resentment, and I could understand. I mean, Endeavor did some horrible shit, excuse the language, in the past, but he's on the way to redeem himself. But we gotta remember, he did many horrible things. I mean, his wife is in a hospital because she just broke, and unfortunately Todoroki was caught in the fire. But Todoroki is kind of like, he's kind of ready to forgive him, but at the same time he's not. He just wants to see what he's gonna do now that he's the #1 hero. Honestly, it's nice that they introduced this little bit of the Todoroki family, because we're gonna be seeing them later on. And then we go back to the UA Academy, where we're gonna see a joint class where Class 1A and Class 1B are gonna face each other in training. And we have a special guest, which is Shinsho. I'm so excited for them to show Shinsho finally, especially what he could do. We even saw like a glimpse of him, I believe on this episode, where we see him with the Eraserhead Aizawa. And also you even kind of notice, I think on the last season, I'm not sure, but I do remember in the manga that he's bulking up. It's an interesting detail to see. So on last week's episode, we see Shinsho in action, where he pairs up with some of the hero students. He gets paired up, I believe, yeah, with Asui's team, which includes, I believe, Koda, Archbolt, and Red Riot, I believe. And we get to see Shinsho's ability, where he's able to brainwash the other opposing team. I forgot their names. And we see that the device that he has is, I think it's called artificial vocals, which kind of lets him kind of like copy the voice of it. I mean, Shinsho's quirk, it's special one, honestly. And it's a little explained in the manga that, as you know, he could brainwash anyone that answers his questions. But also it comes with limitations, as if he uses like a megaphone, his quirk won't work because it just disorientates his voice. So I hope that kind of explain a little bit more about Shinsho's quirk in the next episode. Now, one of the things that I was really hoping to see in this episode was when we get introduced to Bakugo's winter costume, which honestly is incredibly cool. And you know, Deku starts fangirling about it and complimenting, and Bakugo doesn't like the compliment. One of the things that I was so disappointed, that in the manga, Bakugo is like literally biting the little bubbles where Deku is talking. I was really hoping they would have done that. I mean, I heard some fans were very mad about it. I mean, it's not a big deal. It just would have been awesome to see that. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed the episode. They're doing a really fantastic job at animating the manga. And honestly, I'm really excited, especially as you know, many manga readers like myself were really hoping to see My Villain Academia, which honestly is one of the best arcs in the manga, and I'm so excited that they do a good job on it. But thank you for listening. I'm gonna talk about the following episode that comes out this Saturday, and I hope you enjoy this video.